Turn to our top story. 26-year-old Blake Mohs was working as a security guard for a Pleasanton Home Depot. His mom said he used to talk to her about shoplifting, that it happened all the time at work. He even told her people would pull out weapons. It was certainly enough to worry her as a mother. And in the end, her worst nightmare came to pass. Mohs was killed on the job last month. Police say a shoplifter shot and killed him. But as Betty Yu reports, his family is worried they will not see justice.
26-year-old Blake Mohs was shot to death by a shoplifter at Home Depot who stole a charger for a power tool, according to police. Benicia Knapp's and suspected getaway driver David Guillory were arrested. Benicia's 2-year-old daughter was also inside the waiting car.
My son was only 26. He didn't even see the gun. He didn't have any idea. He was doing his job and it was over. He was back in the store safe, and this woman came back for him.
Blake's mom, Lori Mohs, choked back tears 6 weeks to the day her son, a loss prevention employee, was killed at this Pleasanton store. In that time, the family says District Attorney Pamela Price never reached out. It was only after consistent outreach on their part that a DA assigned to the case responded.
The phone call was that Pamela Price was not going to meet with us. She was not going to have a conversation with us, and we discussed my concerns about the charges and the fact that we were not being kept in the loop.
Blake's parents were told Price had a full schedule until mid-June. They also learned that both suspects are felons.
She is facing murder charges and something called little gun, which means 5 years. It's not robbery, it's not intent to rob, and there are no special circumstances or enhancements being added at all. And we were told by the DA that is on our case that we should expect none because it is the policy of Pamela Price. It doesn't make any logical sense in my heart, in my space, or anything.
Blake was set to get married in August and aspired to be a police officer. He was active with the Boy Scouts his entire life. Lori said her son loved his job, though it could be dangerous.
He talked about guns being pulled on him. He talked about the mass amounts of shoplifting, and it was in Pleasanton, it was in every store. He worked all of Alameda County.
Since Price was elected in November on a platform denouncing tough sentencing, several longtime prosecutors have left her office. It faces increasing scrutiny for doing away with most sentencing enhancements under her leadership.
She's not allowing us to grieve. That's the reality. Is she's got us so focused and stuck on fighting for justice that we don't get to process any of the emotion. We don't get to process what Christmas looks like. And so this one is really special just because
Lori showed us their last family photo.
And his hugs were the best place to be. And I could really use one of those.
We reached out to the District Attorney Pamela Price's office for her side of this story on our way to go interview the Mohs family this evening. We should note that that call was placed shortly after business hours for the DA's office. And while we did not get a reply tonight, in the past, the DA's office has repeatedly declined on-camera interviews about other cases.